Welcome to my allotment, plot 3 in North Warwickshire. It's part 2 of the question and answers, and Mark Davison has tagged me back from part 1, and I'd like to thank him very much for all the help he's given me throughout the growing season. And if you don't already subscribe to Mark, please go over there. He's one of the best allotment channels to watch. So, question 1. What aspect do you like the most about your allotment? It's the peace and quiet. I've got a cemetery to one side of me, and the other aspect is I'm 3 minutes walking distance. Even with a heavy wheelbarrow, I can take things away from the allotment and bring them back with ease. And I know that's really difficult for some other allotmenteers who have to travel by vehicle or long distances on foot. What thing would you most like to add to the allotment? Scaffold planks as my raised beds. I've used pallets, and when I first started, that was good enough for me. And until they actually rot and start disappearing, then I shall replace them. But other than that, it's nearly how I like it. Question 3. What do you dislike about your allotment? The actual layout, access is fine, but the club route that's in the ground that affects the brassicas has been my pain. But that's for me to deal with, and some of the crops I've had have been really good. So it's up to me now to deal with the club root that's in the ground and try and grow my brassicas the best way I can. People have advised me on club root resistant varieties, and I will be trying a few different things. What is the least favourite task on the allotment? I don't think I really have any. I enjoy everything I do on the allotment. The neighbours are good. But with another storm approaching at Christmas Eve, the wind and rain are the biggest headaches. We can't really work in the rain, but we can find somewhere to hide away and do a few little potting up jobs. Other than that, it may be the weather that causes me the most issues. What is your favourite task on the allotment? I love digging, pulling out the stones, the weeds, and I find that therapeutic. The soil is so good here, and I'm steadily improving it as well, but it's been an allotment for years and years and years, and the soil is so good, it's just push the spade in. You don't even really need to put your foot on it. But obviously the stones keep coming up from down below. So that's what I do really enjoy, as well as picking the produce, seeing things grow. How much time do you spend on your allotment per week? Again, it's the seasons that depict that. I'm off work at the moment, so I've been coming up 2 or 3 hours just to potter around, tidy up and make videos. And I would say in the summer maybe 3 hours on a Saturday and Sunday. The the wife comes up to water in the morning during the summer, and then I'll spend an hour checking everything and re-watering just before the gates close at dusk. Did spend a lot of time on the run-up to actually starting to make videos, as all allotmenteers do. But now it's nearly where we want it. It's a case of little and often. Seven. What is your best purchase for your allotment? I got this allotment in May 2014, and the previous plot holder gave it up due to ill health before the September when people would normally take over allotments, and I had a phone call within a couple of weeks of me putting my name down, and I was asked to meet up with a gentleman to have a look at the plot. Obviously I said yes, I want the plot, but then he said, would you like the polytunnel, would you like all the plastic pipe, would you like the sheds, 5,000 litres worth of storage tanks, and I handed over £300. It sounded a lot of money at the time, but to get tanks, sheds, you've seen from previous videos, I've repaired the shed roof, I've done little jobs, I've insulated them, I've repaired my polytunnel, but I don't think I'd be where I am now without that first initial purchase. You've seen all the canes that I've got. I haven't had to buy any canes, so I'm looking after the ones that I've been given. In the price, you know, allotmenteers, they gather things. It took me nearly 2 months to get to the back of the wall where he threw all little knickknacks, and I've made most use of most of those things. What was your best yield? This year it's going to be my chitted parsnips. Out of the 72 I planted, I've now removed, let's say 40, 42, something like that, and I've had 5 that have forked and 2 that have gone rotten. The rest have been reasonably sized parsnips. My first year I put a row of parsnips in, nothing appeared, so I planted them in the polytunnel, got them into plants and planted them outside. Yes, and you've got it. I never really got a good parsnip, so I'm really pleased with the parsnips. Runner beans, tomatoes, again, lovely crops. What do you do when you're not gardening, occupation? I think some of you probably know now that I do work on the highways. I am a supervisor. I enjoy the man management side of things. The call-outs are a little bit gruesome sometimes. We run alongside the fire, police and ambulance and clear up the aftermath of some serious and fatal accidents. But you just do it. The good part of the job during the daytime is travelling Warwickshire, Coventry and Solihull, looking after the roads. I look after a team of 60 during the summer, resurfacing, and I spend the rest of the year getting all the paperwork together for those operations. Health and safety, overhead cables. I have to measure the cables and fill out forms for safe working heights. it's a very, very interesting job, and I do come across the odd log or two. And question 10. Other than gardening, what other hobbies do you have? Well, you've obviously seen some of my log videos. I run my log burner normally. This season it's been so warm over this winter that the fire hasn't always been on, but normally I would start the fire in October, run it right through till the end of March, and I burn roughly 1 basket of wood a day. So throughout the year I'm looking to try and get 1 basket full of wood every 2 days, either delivered or what I find. And when I do find a decent log, I'll make a mushroom, or I'll make other things. And yoga. I think a lot of you do find that the allotment is relaxing, and if it's done little and often, it's not normally too bad on the body. But I do find yoga is very relaxing. To be able to control your breathing, then it controls your mind, and I find I am a better person at work for it and at the allotment. DIY, the only things I don't touch in great extent are electrics and gas, but everything else I do myself. I'm all about saving money. I'm not tight, but the wife needs to spend the money that I save. Happy days. So, I would like to thank everyone for subscribing, commenting, and oh, sorry, just moving it out a bit. And my wife loves this, walking around Asda the other day. But yes, it's not always happy for everyone. Some people have to deal with things at special times of the year, and my heart goes out to those who are thinking about the loved ones that are no longer with us. But people say it gets better. It never does. All you have to do is deal with it differently each time. But you still have to have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks for watching and commenting, subscribing, and I would now like to nominate 4 more people to do this challenge. Marina Wilson, I've already given you the heads up, so take the challenge. Derry at Diggerdooleys Allotment, challenge is there for you. Mick Watson, Mick, I'd like to see your questions to these, answers to these, my friend. And please check his channel out as well. Check everybody's channels out. And Joan at Mrs. Doyles Allotment Garden. The title is Mrs. Doyles Garden. Go and check their channels out if you don't already subscribe to those. Thank you very much, everybody, and take care till next time. And very, very happy growing 2016.